China, the gateway to East Asia, is a fascinating country. It is an ancient civilization that gave the world Peking man, gunpowder, and noodles. Visitors making their first trip to China usually stick to the larger cities. More experienced visitors to the Middle Kingdom will strike out in other directions where traveling may be a bit more frustrating because of the language barrier, but most definitely doable for independent travelers. Here's a look at the best places to visit in China. Number 14. Suzhou. Suzhou is undoubtedly the most famous water town in China. At one time, it was one of the largest cities in the world. This may be hard to believe today, as the old town area is a picture of serenity, with typical Chinese houses lining the canals that are crossed by even more picturesque bridges. Not only is Suzhou the silk capital of China, but it is also equally famous for its classical gardens. The Lingering Garden, with its 4 distinct sections, is considered a masterpiece garden in China. Number 13. Dali. Dali, lying on the shores of a shimmering lake with magnificent mountains rising all around it, Dali has long been a popular tourist destination. Its old town is a charming labyrinth of cobblestone streets, traditional Bai architecture, and colorful markets. Over the centuries, Dali was the capital of several kingdoms, so interesting and impressive landmarks can be found around town. The iconic 3 pagodas, a symbol of Dali, stand tall against the backdrop of the surrounding mountains, inviting visitors to explore their historical significance and enjoy the gardens. Number 12. Tiger Leaping Gorge. Tiger Leaping Gorge. Cutting dramatically through the rugged landscapes of Yunnan Province, Tiger Leaping Gorge is one of the deepest, most scenic, and spectacular river canyons on Earth. At its highest to lowest point, the gorge measures almost 3,800 meters. On either side of the gorge are 2 intoxicating mountains, Jade Dragon Snow Mountain and Haba Snow Mountain. Along with the gorge carved by the monstrous white waters of the Jinsha River, you'll be able to experience a wide breadth of landscapes. Due to its natural beauty, hiking along the narrow trail is increasingly popular, taking visitors past roaring rapids, rugged cliffs, and secluded villages. Number 11. Macau. Macau, often referred to as the Vegas of China, this gambling town has all the glamour of Sin City but with more history. Macau was a Portuguese colony for more than 300 years, and you can see the evidence on the ground. Ancient Chinese temples rise out of the streets covered in traditional Portuguese tiles, creating a stunning mosaic of blended cultures. You'll find this juxtaposition everywhere. Colonial buildings sit right next to flashy casinos and new boutiques. Number 10. Zhangjiajie National Forest. Zhangjiajie National Forest, located in northwest Hunan Province, Zhangjiajie National Forest boasts some of the most impressive and spectacular landscapes in China. Part of the Wuling mountain range, the scenic area is particularly famous for the thousands of pillars and peaks that punctuate the park. Often shrouded in mist, these quartzite formations look incredible, and many of them tower over 200 meters high. Covered in subtropical rainforest, they rise above plunging ravines and deep gorges, with sparkling rivers, lakes, and waterfalls scattered throughout. Number 9. Zhuzhigou. Zhuzhigou Valley has been described as a fairyland because of its many waterfalls, snow-covered peaks, and its 108 blue, turquoise, and green-colored lakes. The lakes are so crystal clear that one can see the bottoms. It is also the habitat of giant pandas, though the chances of seeing them are slim due to the park's size and the number of tourists. Number 8. Hangzhou. Hangzhou, famed for its natural scenery, Hangzhou and its West Lake have been immortalized by countless poets and artists. In the 13th century, Marco Polo described the city as the most beautiful and magnificent in the world. Hangzhou's most famous site, West Lake, is a large lake separated by causeways and lined with ancient buildings and gardens designed for relaxation and spirituality. Visitors will find pavilions, temples, walking paths, and tea farms along its shores. Number 7. Yangshuo. Yangshuo, in South China, was once a magnet for backpackers because of its cheap prices and laid-back atmosphere. Today, it draws all sorts of travelers who come to enjoy its beautiful scenery and karst mountains. Yangshuo also makes a great base for a day trip to Guilin for a leisurely cruise on the Li River. Many travelers choose to rent bicycles for the trip back since the route is relatively flat and gives them the opportunity to view farmers toiling in their fields. Number 6. Lhasa. Lhasa is the most important city in Tibet and one of the highest elevated cities in the world, at 11,500 feet. Despite its absorption into Greater China, Lhasa has retained much of its culture. It is home to the Potala Palace, which was the former home of the Dalai Lama. The palace was constructed on the Red Hill more than 360 years ago. Another notable site is Norbulinka, built in 1755, which served as the Dalai Lama's summer palace before his exile. Number 5. Xi'an. Xi'an was once the starting point of the indispensable Silk Road, which made commerce between many Eurasian countries possible. It was also the imperial seat for no fewer than 11 dynasties before the unification of China between 1000 BC and 1000 AD. Its most famous attraction is the relatively recently discovered Terracotta Army, the protectors of the tomb of China's first emperor. Xi'an also boasts 14th-century city walls that are more than 8 meters long. These walls are not only a part of the city's history but also shape the way travelers navigate Xi'an. Number 4. Shanghai. Shanghai, located on the East China Sea at the mouth of the Yangtze River, Shanghai is the largest city in China. Its skyline is filled with skyscrapers, while shiny shopping malls, luxurious hotels, and prestigious art centers rise alongside. The nights in Shanghai are representative of the Western view of Chinese cities, with bright neon signs, bustling streets, and numerous businesses. The most popular place to go for a stroll is the Bund, Shanghai's colonial riverfront along the Huangpu River. While levees have significantly changed the Bund's appearance, many architecturally significant buildings remain visible. Number 3. Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is an assemblage of smaller walls built by various dynasties over many years. Builders erected these walls for protection from invasions by northern tribes. The Great Wall itself measures approximately 5,500 miles in length, though some sections are in ruins or have disappeared altogether. It is the longest man-made structure in the world. Several sections of the Great Wall are particularly popular with visitors. Badaling is the most visited section as it is the closest to Beijing and relatively easy to climb. Number 2. Hong Kong. Hong Kong, located off China's southeastern coast, Hong Kong is a glittering, world-class commercial center where Chinese culture, British colonial influences, and modern high technology blend together. While it contains the world's highest concentration of skyscrapers and one of the highest population densities, Hong Kong also offers plenty of green spaces, mountain views, and beaches. Some must-see attractions include the famous Victoria Harbour, which is spectacular at night, and the Peak, Hong Kong's highest point, offering awe-inspiring views of the city. Number 1. Beijing. Beijing, the capital of China, remains one of the most popular places to visit in the country. Its history dates back more than 3,000 years, and much of that history is still alive within its borders. Beijing literally means northern capital, a role it has played many times in China's long history. The city is home to Tiananmen Square, the Forbidden City, the National Museum of China, as well as the Old and New Summer Palaces. These and other attractions provide visitors with opportunities to observe Chinese gardens, ancient architecture, and culture from various periods in the country's